Hi, it's Samuel Larsen here, and I want to cover a topic that I think is very important to cover because a lot of people are not talking about this, and that is because these people have a hidden incentive to actually not tell you the truth, the whole truth. So, I want to give you my honest opinion and kind of show you the other side of these things about things that people aren't telling you. So keep watching for my objective opinion on making money online with Shopify and what it takes, what's included, and what you should be prepared for if this is something you do decide to purchase. Okay, so there's of course pluses and minuses to everything, and I'm by no means saying that people aren't making a lot of money on Shopify. But I gotta also put a little disclaimer there. A very small minority are making any serious money with Shopify. And I can say that having talked to just tens and tens of business owners who are running their online stores. And I've seen it for my extensive 2 years experience working as a Shopify expert. A lot of people, um, they kind of go to this expecting quick, easy results. And in a way, it's very similar to Gold Rush. People are going there, and the more people are going there, the more people get excited about that. And at the end of the day, only the serious people end up making any real money at all. So that's kind of like the other side of the coin. Now, people kind of think must be easy, e-commerce. You just build up a site and they come and buy, you know. But there's a whole another back end to these functions that most people just completely overlook. So you have to think about all the administrative tasks that are included. Now, the good thing is a lot of these can be outsourced rather easily, but in the beginning, you're most likely having to do them by yourself, at least for a little while, because you cannot outsource things that you aren't an expert on already. So you have to consider at least the following things. So let's say you need products on your store. So if you are looking to dropship, you need to contact suppliers, and you need to get approved by suppliers, and you have to basically coordinate everything with suppliers. Now that is something most people aren't actually really that worried about. However, that can be a bit of a nightmare because a lot of these suppliers, they're not really actively looking to get drop shippers to work with. They want people that are already getting results, not the beginners. And if you're a beginner, you're going to have to sell yourself. Now let's look at the other fulfillment method you could have, and that is fulfilling yourself. Now you're going to have to either have a warehouse or ship them from your home. Either way, it's going to be a pretty time consuming to set it up. So let's say you're shipping from your home. Now, your average order value, since you are not very good at logistics, I'm assuming, will need to be quite high so that you will have a profit margin that is worth it for you time wise. So you don't want to get into this kind of a situation where you're selling a very low ticket items with not too much of a margin, and you're kind of nibbling to get forward. That's a bad place to be. So be careful of that. Make sure that you think these things through in terms of logistics. And if you are drop shipping, you also have the time to worry about, because you cannot just have people ship them from China and have a 6-week delivery time. That is not really like a feasible business model. So people don't want to wait forever for their goods to arrive. So that's a problem, and that's a problem you need to handle. And now another thing, customer support, right? So you're probably going to get a lot of inquiries if you are getting visitors. People will want to know about things, and handling email can be really time consuming. Also, if there's some problems with your product, you are going to be the one that are going to have to handle that. Even if somebody else is doing the fulfillment, people will come to you, and people will come to you expecting you to solve their problems. After all, you are the one that sold them the product. So that is something to be considered about. Now another thing, web design. So you could put together a store that is just a similar to a theme on Shopify store, but this is not really enough anymore. It just will look very general. It will be the same as every other site, and it's just not going to cut it anymore. So you're going to have to invest a little bit of either your own time or your money to get this handled. So you want a site that works, and if you're just a beginner, if you're just trying to fulfill these boxes on Shopify's backend, you're going to screw up most likely, and you're going to spend a lot of time figuring it out, or going to have to invest a little bit of your money to have somebody else figure it out for you. Now, those are not all of these things. You of course need to handle the front end of the web development. You're going to have to handle the back end of your store, but also the logistics side of everything. But I would say the biggest challenge after all is the marketing side. So this is a problem because you are a first-time store owner if you're watching this video, and you're going to have to figure out marketing and advertising, getting people to your store. So either having advertising or SEO blogs, which will take a long time on your store. So either organic traffic or paid traffic. Now the problem with this is that you are having people come to your store without you actually knowing exactly whether your offer is even valid. So at the same time, you have to test your offer and learn about marketing and advertising. And that can be a difficult thing because you don't really know what's the problem. Is the problem you getting the wrong people on your store, or is the problem the actual product market fit? And you're going to have to guess there. And either you get them both right, or you're not really knowing which one is the one that is causing you problems. So that's definitely another thing to consider. So a lot of people make it sound a lot simpler than it is, and you're going to have headaches. I guarantee you that, because you're going to run into problems with all kind of businesses really that have obstacles that you didn't think about. So have you, for example, considered returns? How are you going to handle those? Because that is something that you're going to get every once in a while. Have you considered whether you get a fraudulent order with somebody's stolen credit card and it goes through? Now you're going to have to pay for that, and that is another thing that is really like going to eat your margins if some of these ever go through. So I just wanted to put you my honest, kind of like give you a little bit of breaks on not rushing into starting a Shopify store. But I don't want to discourage you either, because although it can be a lot of coordination and figuring it out in the beginning, it can also be a great business to run. It can give you location independence, whatever you want. You can run it from Bahamas if you are one of the successful ones. But I also want to put in the warning, like literally any kind of business that I've seen actually ends up really requiring like 10x the effort, 10 times the effort that you thought it was going to require. But also, most likely, it can provide you with a lot of the benefits that you didn't even think about. So make sure that you go into this business with right expectations. Be ready to hustle, be ready to work your ass off, and you can definitely be successful if you do those things. But it's definitely helpful to be at least like knowledgeable in some of these problem points. Either be very good at the web development part of these things, or be a marketing genius, know how to run advertisements. If you're one of those people, it's a great asset. Now, if you are not, you can still make it work. It's just going to require a lot of effort, a lot of sacrifice, and be ready for that. So that's it. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe. I'm going to help you on your journey to Shopify Mastery. A lot of good videos on this channel already, but I'm going to update this as we go, and I'm going to just value bomb it with content that you've never seen. So make sure to subscribe, comment if you have any questions. I'll make sure to answer, and like this video. Thank you for watching. See you on the next one.